guys, so I'm in a little bit of a different location today. I'm sitting on the floor in front of my bookcases because, oh, can I lift this? Ooh, I have a unboxing from Book Outlet and I am so excited. Okay, so let's just get into it. Okay, so I brought scissors along because I feel like I'm prepared. Oh, this is a freaking huge box. I went a little bit crazy on Boxing Day because they had a really awesome sale on bookoutlet.com. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is literally heaven. Alright, I'm just gonna grab random ones, the first ones that come to my hands. Okay. First one I have in my hands is Second Chance Summer by Morgan Matson. I have never read a book by Morgan Matson before, and this one was on the website for super cheap, and I've heard great things about it, so I want to read this one. I actually think I'm going to read it during the summer, obviously, because it's called Second Chance Summer, so for this one, I think I'm going to wait. Ooh, I'm so excited! Okay, the next one is The Marriage Plot by Jeffrey Eugenides, and again, I haven't read anything else by him. I have, should be right behind me. Where's, oh, The Virgin Suicides by Jeffrey Eugenides as well. And I haven't read it yet, but I hear great things about this, I hear great things about this, and so I'm going to read both of them. This one's kind of a modern classic, or a classic, I don't know, and it is A Separate Piece by John Knowles. And this one I have picked up so many times in bookstores and secondhand bookstores, and I have put it back down because I was just like, I know I want to read it, but I just can't bite the bullet and buy it. And so it finally was on the Book Outlet for a crazy awesome price, and so I picked it up, and I'm going to read it, and it's really short. I love me a short little read. Okay, what's next? Oh my god, I'm so excited. Okay, Eleanor Park. Haven't read this one. That seems to be a theme. I have not read these books, obviously, because I just bought them. And yeah, Eleanor Park. Most people on YouTube, on BookTube, know Eleanor Park, love Eleanor Park, and so I really wanted to get on the bandwagon. I read Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. That's actually the only book I've read by her, but I am planning on reading Landline, which is right here. That's in my January TBR, so I think I'm going to be reading that one soon, and this one as well, whenever I get to them. This one I haven't heard anything about, but I mean, I saw it and I had to have it. It's called Born Weird by Andrew Kaufman, and like, yeah, I was born weird, and that's cool, and this book just called out to me. Okay, so this one sounds super cool. I read the back when I was ordering it, but I totally forgot what it's about. So it's about a family that has magical powers running through the family, which reminds me a little bit of A Wrinkle in Time, and also The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender. Again, I haven't read it, but I am looking forward to the magical realism aspects of both this book and the Ava Lavender one because I'm really into that. So this one, yeah, it looks great. Alright, this one is called Natural Order, and it's by Brian Francis. This one looks like it's about a woman named Joyce, and she finds out a secret about her husband or her family, and I love those kinds of books where you discover something crazy about a family line, and then you have to go back and figure out sort of the ins and outs of that. And so this one looks really good. It's just also a beautiful cover. The cover drew me in, first of all, and then I really like the synopsis, so I'm looking forward to reading that one. I literally just squealed when I saw this. I mean, I know what it is. I knew it was going to be in there because I ordered it, but oh my god, Fishes by V.E. Schwab! Ah! Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I can't even. Okay, so this book is about two friends who go to college together, and they are looking to figure out how to gain superpowers, and it switches, I think it switches between the past and the present, or the future, or whatever, and they have discovered the secret, but now they're mortal enemies, and apparently the characters are, like, diabolical, and, like, you love to hate them, and I am so excited. Fishes! Oh! I also just got The Archive by V.E. Schwab, well, by Victoria Schwab, and can't wait to read that one too. I really want to get into her writing because I hear it's really awesome, and this seems like a good place to start because everybody seems to love this book. This next one is a classic, and I actually don't own Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I have read Pride and Prejudice. I haven't read this one yet though, so, and I really like this cover. It's the vintage Austen edition, and I really like the cover, so I bought it. And I will read it. Because that's what you do with books. Okay, this is another one that I bought the sequel to, or I bought by the same author of another book that I own, but I haven't read either, and it's Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, and I have Cinder down here somewhere behind my butt. Ugh, it's right here. Oh, everything's falling. Okay, I own Cinder, and I bought Scarlet because I want to read them. These are fairy tale retellings. Obviously, the first one is Cinderella, and Cinderella's a cyborg, which is so cool. And then the next one is Scarlet, and I'm assuming this is Red Riding Hood. Yeah? Must be. And the third one's Cress, and that is the telling of Rapunzel, if I'm correct. But I don't know, because I haven't read either of them, but I want to read them both. What's next? Okay, this one's a little bit late to the game, but it is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens, because Christmas just passed, and I realized that I didn't own this, and I really wanted to read it during Christmas time, and I was like, oh crap, I don't have it, and now I do, and it's a really cool cover. It's the same edition as the Jane Austen one, and I'd never seen these editions before, but I really liked them. There were a couple other ones on the site, but these ones just stood out to me the most. It looks like it's like mistletoe or something like that, so yeah. Classics are great. I want to read more classics this year. I mean, I want to read more every year, but this year, yeah, that'd be a good time to read them, I think. The next one is The Midwife of Venice by Roberta Rich, and I haven't heard that many people talking about this. It got good ratings on Goodreads, but it has the word midwife in it, and so I bought it. Because I love midwives, I love stories about midwives, I want to be a midwife, and so I was like, yes, of course I'm gonna buy this, duh. In Venice, that's an awesome setting for any book. So, I'm gonna read that. This is the first book in the Mistborn trilogy, and everybody keeps talking about it. It's by Brandon Sanderson, and I got this kind of meh cover, but this is what they had on the book outlet, and I wanted to read it, so, hello, I got it. And this is the Booksplosion Book of the Month, I believe. So, and it wasn't in my January TBR because I had made it before I knew the Booksplosion Book of the Month. So I want to read it, but I have so many books I want to read, so I don't know if I'm going to get around to it. But I mean, I'll get around to it eventually because it's awesome. Look how cool it is. I mean, I guess I can handle this cover. I can handle it. It's pretty good. The other one's better. The UK edition is better, but this is alright. This next one is The Aftermath by Ridian Brooke, I think that's how you say it, and this one takes place in Britain in 1946, so right after World War II, which is one of my favorite time periods to read about. So this sort of deals with the rebuilding of that that area after the Nazification of the area, and that sounds just like it's right up my alley, so I want to read this one. This one is a really huge book. Giant. Didn't realize it was going to be so big. Didn't realize it was going to be so big when I bought it, but that's okay. And it is Lonesome Dove by Larry McMurtry. And, I don't know, this is a Western. You can kind of tell by the cover that it's going to be like a Western thing. And it has these really beautiful, like speckled, glittery dots. I don't know why these dots drew me in, but they did. And yeah, so it's kind of a classic, let's see. It says, a love story, an adventure, and an epic of the frontier. Yeah, that's a book that I have now. Okay, this next one is actually a true story, and it's called The Pregnancy Project, and it's by Gabby Rodriguez with Jenna Glatzer, and this is about a girl who pretended to be, or she dressed up as if she was pregnant, and she wanted to see and documented how people treated her differently. She's a high school student, I believe. Yeah. So she's a teenager, she dresses up as if she's pregnant and sees how people treat her. And I believe what she found was that she wasn't treated very well, that she was looked down upon. And so I think this would be a really interesting read. I think that it's problematic that people look down upon teen moms. I mean, of course, there's other factors to that too, but I do think it's problematic, the shaming of young teen girls who get pregnant. So I think this would be a really interesting read, and it's super short, so. There's so many books around me right now. I can't even. I'm like not even halfway through this box. I think I got 25 books. That's too many books, isn't it? Oh well. The next book I got is The Enchanted by Renee Denfeld. Oh my gosh, this is so shiny. Shiny, shiny, shiny. Okay, I don't really know what this one is about, but I think it has to do with a man in prison and a woman who goes to visit. That's really all I've got about this one, but I kind of want to go in blind because I really like to do that. I like to go and find out what's happening with my own brain. Yeah. The next book I got, I heard Reagan talking about Peru's project on her channel, and she read this one and she really enjoyed it. And it's Lexicon by Max Berry. It's about a girl living in a world where you can control people's actions with words. And not just like metaphorically, but like actually control them. So it's sort of has some magical elements to it. And it seems really cool. And also it's got this super soft cover that I just want to rub all day long. It's pretty. These next two books are falling in my new obsession with Orson Scott Card. And they are, I don't know, what order do they go in? The Lost Gate and The Gate Thief. So apparently this one comes first in the series, and then this one comes. And so I'm going to read them. I don't know what they're about, but they're by Orson Scott Card, and they're probably science fiction. So I think I'm gonna like them. I got this other one by Orson Scott Card, and it's also written with Aaron Johnston, and it's called Earth Unaware. And it says The First Formic War. So another science fiction. I really like his science fiction writing, which is what he writes. And it says, before Ender Wiggum was born, before the battle school was built, the aliens brought war to Earth. So I'm thinking this takes place before Ender's Game, which I haven't read, but I do have, and I do want to read it eventually. So I think that, let me know if this one can be read without reading Ender's Game or not. Am I going to be lost if I read this one, if I haven't read Ender's Game? If not, I'll read that first, and then I'll read this one. So let me know in the comments below if you have any insight into that. Okay, the next two books are by Brandon Sanderson. Haven't read anything by him, as I've said earlier in this video, but now I'm going to read all of his things. All the books. This one is called The Rhythmatist. Again, it's by Brandon Sanderson, and the illustrations are by Ben McSweeney. Illustrations? Oh my. They weren't kidding. So illustrations, there's like kind of illustrations throughout. Little black and white ones, but my guess is that they help to understand what's going on in the story. Rhythmatists, they have the power to infuse life into two-dimensional figures known as chalklings. That sounds pretty cool. Actually, it kind of reminds me of Doodle Bob from SpongeBob. And he drew a picture of himself, and it came to life, and it was Doodle Bob, and it was kind of evil. Has anybody seen that episode of SpongeBob? It scared me a lot. Anyway, so this is about a boy who wants to be a rhythmatist who can turn two-dimensional objects into real-life things. So, it sounds really cool. And Brandon Sanderson is apparently an amazing writer. As I've said before, I don't know, but I will get back to you on that one. The last book that I got by Brandon Sanderson is a huge book, The Way of Kings, by Brandon Sanderson, book 1 of the Stormlight Archive. And I'm going to read it. I don't know why I feel the need to say that I'm going to read it. Obviously, I'm going to read it. I just bought it, and I want to read it. But I don't think this one's going to be anytime soon because it's freaking huge. But on the channel Ermiger Books, which is so fun to say, yeah, I think that Jeff might have read this one and said it was awesome. Am I getting that right? I think he did. And so that makes me want to read it. Okay, last but not least is To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han. Yes, I have not read this. Yes, I need to read it, and I'm so excited to. What a cute contemporary book. I have heard this is so good. I haven't read anything by Jenny Han except for there was one story in My True Love Gave to Me that was by her, and it was super, super short, and I can't say that I loved it. I mean, the writing was fine, but the story itself was like, meh. So, hopefully I'll really enjoy her writing in a full-length story that she has, because I've heard such great things. And this one is about a girl who writes letters to all the boys she's loved before. For some reason, they get sent, and she has to deal with the consequences of that. Okay, guys, that is it for my book outlet unboxing. I hope you enjoyed it. I obviously had a really good time doing this because it's like Christmas. It's like a whole big present box for me. And I am surrounded by books right now, and that's one of my favorite things, and so I'm a happy, happy person. As always, leave in the comments below any videos that you want me to do in the future, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!